Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Zombie, aka Zombie 2. So, this was a first time watch for me. This is a movie that has been on my radar for quite a while, but for some reason or another I just never got around to watching it. And, I was checking out Tubi the other day and I saw that Zombie had arrived on there, so I was like, what the heck? I gotta pull the trigger. I gotta just watch this, sit down, watch it, and finally see Zombie. So my overall opinion of the movie is that I think it was awesome. I was really into this movie. It was super gory. It was action packed. I really liked the setting. The score was good, and I thought the zombies looked really good as well. So yeah, overall, I was just a really big fan of this, and I feel like this movie it's like a pretty well regarded horror film. I don't know if it's necessarily um, a classic. Maybe it's a cult classic, but I feel like this movie lives up to the hype because this is everything a zombie movie should be. It was fantastic. It wasn't it wasn't like the story wasn't the most unique or compelling story, and the actors weren't the best actors. They didn't give the best performances ever, but it delivered on the stuff that you want a zombie movie to deliver on. So I was very pleased and not disappointed. So basically, um, the movie centers around this young woman, and her father is a scientist, and he was doing research on this remote tropical island, and basically his boat washes up in New York City, and he's nowhere to be found. So this young woman teams up with this one guy, and they find these two people who have a boat who can take them to this tropical island to find this girl's father. And once they get to the tropical island, they realize like there's this voodoo curse on the island, and it's inhabited by zombies. So um, throughout the rest of the movie, they're pretty much or like initially they're trying to find this girl's father, but for the rest of the movie they're pretty much trying to survive from hordes of zombies. So that is the basic plot summary. And like I briefly mentioned, um, the this movie is extremely gory, which you would not expect. Okay, so I haven't seen every classic 70s horror film, but I've seen quite a few, and just a couple that come to mind. Some notable, honorable mentions are the first Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And when I think of those movies, those are 70s movies, and even though they're scary and there's killing, there's really no blood in those movies. So I I don't know what my when I went into this movie, I didn't really have expectations of, okay, this is going to be ultra gory and it's going to be ultra bloody. So like right off the bat, I was like this big husky zombie, this overweight zombie is like, you know, ripping this dude's throat, biting this dude's throat, and it's extremely bloody, and that just like set the tone. I'm like, this is the first kill. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't know you could get this bloody in a 70s movie. And then that was just the tip of the iceberg, because some of the kills later on were just gruesome. There's this zombie pushes this woman's eye into this like spiky piece of wood, and oh, like it was just hard to watch. It was like super slow, and you see the wood like go through the eyeball, and it's just like piercing through her face. That was gnarly. This one woman gets basically like her throat bitten in the front, and you just see all like the muscle underneath, and it's spraying blood. It looks gross. And the one woman who got the spiky piece of wood through her eye, later on in the movie, she's getting eaten by like 5 zombies, and you see all her innards and intestines, and oh, it looked good, like it looked realistic, but it was nasty. It was hard to watch. So yeah, the kills in this were phenomenal. I thought the makeup on the zombies themselves was really good. Basically, some of the zombies were recently deceased, but some of them were these old Spanish conquistadors. There was this like graveyard in the jungle for these Spanish conquistadors, and the zombies would just come out of these sandy graves, and they were just extremely crusty. They looked like they'd been dead for hundreds of years. They had worms coming out of their mouths, worms coming out of their eye sockets. The zombies in this look great. So you had great kills, great gore, everything was practical. The zombies look good. It was phenomenal. In addition to all the gore and the great practical effects, I thought this movie was action-packed. There was a lot of tension, there was a lot of suspense, and then the third act was just balls out. Like they're just like held up in this, I think it was like a church, or maybe it was like a hospital or something, and but they whatever. They're held up in this building, and they're trying to like fend off hordes of zombies. People are whipping out pistols, whipping out shotguns, just shooting zombies' faces off. There's blood splattering everywhere. They're, lighting zombies on fire. The third act was awesome. So this movie was, great gore. You had great practical effects, and it was action-packed. And then something that I liked in terms of this happened in that third act. Sometimes like the people will shoot and they'll miss, which I liked because that's like ultra realistic. Like there's this one instance when one of the main characters is trying to shoot this zombie with a handgun, and he shoots like 2 or 3 times before making contact. I really like that because in real life, it's harder to hit your target than people would think. And my coworker and I, we were talking about that a couple days ago, because he was like at the range and he just bought a new gun, and we were talking about how like handguns are so much harder to aim with and actually hit your target. Like shooting with a rifle is like a little bit easier, but man, it's hard to hit your target with a handgun in real life. And I like how that one character who missed a couple times, he had a handgun, so that added like a little bit of realism, which you don't really see. Usually people are just, even though they've never picked up a gun, they're just an expert marksman. So I really like that. But so in addition to all the action and effects, I really liked the score. The main theme in this was like a fantastic horror theme, super iconic music, and pretty much all of the music, even like the less notable music in this, was really good. The score in this movie was on point. I really like the setting as well, the tropical island setting. I love just palm trees. I love the ocean, blue blue water, sandy beaches. I used to vacation in Florida all the time, so I don't know. I'm a sucker for a tropical setting, and in addition to the setting being beautiful and aesthetically pleasing, it was also cool because it added that extra element of fear where it's like they're isolated. Who are you gonna call on some remote island? Like, what are you gonna do? You can't call the cops. Like, you can't knock on someone's door for help. Like, you're trapped. So yeah, the setting was beautiful, but also it kind of it kind of tied into the story and just added more suspense to the movie overall. And then something notable too about the setting is, you know, most of the movie, since it's like a beautiful beautiful island setting, you know, a lot of the movie took place during the day. You got to showcase these beautiful beaches, these beautiful palm trees. And, you know, a lot of movies cannot pull off being scary while simultaneously happening or taking place mostly during the day. But this movie did it. This movie did the impossible. Most of the movie takes place in broad daylight, but it's like scary AF. So I don't know how they did it, but they did it. They pulled some movie magic. I don't know, but anyways, yeah, I love the setting. I love the score, and then basically the last thing that I want to get into, I have to mention. There was this sequence where the zombie is fighting a shark, and I was like, I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. I've never seen that in a movie before, and I thought that was like such a, like I was thinking like that would have been so difficult to film. You know, the actor who was playing the zombie, he doesn't have like an oxygen tank. I mean, it's the 70s, so I don't know how good the underwater cameras were at the time. It's just dangerous. Like, he was like grabbing the shark. He was pretty much like bear hugging the shark, trying to bite it. Like, not actually bite it, but then at one point the zombie actor like stuck his arm in the shark's mouth, and you know, like, I don't know, that's just crazy. Like, that's so dangerous, but it was so awesome. Like, that was one of the highlights of the movie. Like a zombie trying to eat a shark, trying to bite a shark, and you got a zombie fighting a shark. It's all filmed underwater. It's like, it was beautiful. It was, I don't know. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. When else do you see a zombie fighting a shark? And these people are like risking their lives just to film this. So, I mean, shouts out to them. That was awesome. But anyways, that was the last point that I wanted to mention. So, in terms of a recommendation, I mean, come on, this movie was awesome. This is a fantastic zombie film, fantastic horror film. I would definitely recommend it. So, this movie's actually free on Tubi right now. So, you know, you can get this movie for the free ball. So I would say check it out. Check it out. This movie's awesome. Definitely worth watching. So that has been my review of Zombie, which is also known as Zombie 2. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.